Well, good Thursday morning on this cloudy Thursday morning that we are seeing. Those temperatures are struggling to climb out of the 50s for some locations, but we are going to see some improvement through the day. Giving you a live look at what we're seeing outside. We've got a lot to talk about in terms of what's causing this weather pattern. Will we ever see that summer time emerge, and what we're going to deal with when it comes to the potential for some rain showers here over the next several days. Let's go ahead and get to some good news first, and that's our daylight amount hours. We are now officially in that time period through at least roughly the next 28 days where we are going to hold on to the darkest we get being civil twilight. You can see that sunset coming in at 11:31 this evening. Now, civil twilight, that is the first phase of twilight. That's usually when you begin to see those street lights come on, but still dark enough to get outside. Of course, most of everyone knows that. But one thing is with those cloudy conditions that we have, that will make it seem darker into the overnight hours. Could provide a few extra hours of some sleep for those who have trouble getting to sleep at night. But of course, with those overcast conditions, they're also keeping us on the cooler side. You can see 52 in Anchorage, 58 in Juneau. We've got them 30s and 40s out towards the Aleutians, and then along the slope, those temperatures sitting near freezing. You can see a good portion of the state still sitting up under those cloudy conditions. Now, we are seeing some exception through southeast, where we're going to see a run near 70 today, and parts of the interior where we did see some thunderstorm activity yesterday. That did spark some wildfires. We've only seen 11 wildfires so far this year, with less than 1,000 acres burned. That is one of the good news coming out of this cool and wet weather pattern that we've been situated up under. We've got that ridge of high pressure that is really anchored itself across the plains in Canada, leading to the wildfire devastation through parts of Canada. And that is leading to some cooler and wetter pattern for us here in Alaska. As we've got an area of low pressure, several areas of low pressure that are going to continue to sweep through the region. The main one is the one that has locked itself or anchored itself in place out towards the Aleutians, and that is going to show no signs of movement for the foreseeable future. So what does this mean for our weather pattern here over the next few days? Well, for today, we're going to catch a break. The radar itself looks fairly active, but we're really beginning to see some dry time build in across the western Kenai from the Anchorage Bowl into parts of the valley. Some drizzle can be expected, but that moisture, as it continues to ride into the Alaska range, really falling apart. So we should see some of those clouds break away here into the afternoon hours, with most of the rain today staying confined to Prince William Sound. Whittier, Portage Valley, 2 inches of rain looks possible by tomorrow morning. Seward, not expected to see that much, but there will be rain in the forecast. Up to ½ an inch can be expected. So for the remainder of today, that rain lightens up through the afternoon outside of Prince William Sound, western parts of Prince William Sound, and then into the afternoon and evening hours, we're just going to see that spotty to isolated coverage that is pretty typical with the overcast skies that we do have in place across the region. So putting this in motion for you, good news this afternoon into tomorrow as well, where we're going to see a lot drier conditions taking hold for inland locations. Unfortunately, the coast still going to hold on to that chance for some rain showers. Tomorrow, we'll see partly sunny skies. It's going to be a beautiful day to get outside. Still can't rule out an isolated shower or two, but it will be largely dry, and we'll see a bit more sunshine as we welcome in your Friday. You want to get outside, take advantage of it. If you notice Monday, beautiful day, and then we had Tuesday, Wednesday, and today where we're sitting with that cloud coverage. That's what we're going to see tomorrow. Beautiful day, some peaks of sunshine, and then those clouds return, thicken back up, and become overcast as we welcome in the weekend. As this pattern shows no signs of letting up, we'll see a brief break here and there like we've been dealing with, but the overall trend shows that as we head through the middle of June, we are going to continue to hold on to this wet weather pattern across a large portion of Alaska. The only exception will be through parts of the southern inner channels, and that's because of that influence that we could see from that ridge that has been building into parts of the U.S. as well as Canada. It's going to impact parts of the Panhandle, and that's why we've seen temperatures warming near 70 the past 2 days with some sunshine. So expect to enjoy that today before those cooler and cloudier conditions make a return. So what are we looking at here when we're talking about 850 millibar temperatures? We've talked about the rain that we've been dealing with. Well, these 850 millibar temperatures just a few thousand feet above the surface, where you're seeing those lighter blues, that's what we like to call that sub-freezing air. And you can see that sub-freezing air right on top of the Aleutians. That's that low pressure that has anchored itself across the state and leading to this cool and wet weather pattern. Notice that we begin to tap into some of those cooler conditions as we welcome in the weekend, as those clouds build right back into south central as well as southwest and become overcast again. That likely will drive our temperatures back down into the mid 50s as we start off next week. So we are by no means done with a cool snap as of yet. So enjoy those temperatures in the 60s that we'll see today and tomorrow. Of course, for coastal regions, you'll stay in the 50s. The further away you get from the coast, that's where we're going to see those temperatures in the 60s. The Copper River Basin, through parts of the valley, we're going to see those highs warming into the mid 60s today, potentially the upper 60s. Tomorrow, the same scenario. And then starting this weekend, there's those clouds building back in, reintroducing rain showers back in the forecast. And then by Monday, that is one day to watch as we are continuing to lower that temperature. There is signs that we could see highs Monday struggling to climb out of the low to mid 50s for parts of south central. So for the foreseeable future, still holding on to this weather pattern, not a washout by any means. We're just seeing this struggling to see some of that sunshine. So when we are dry, get outside and enjoy it. One other thing that we're going to see here over the next few days, some breezy conditions. Winds, not an issue this morning, but into the afternoon hours, we are going to see some winds gusts 20 to 35 miles per hour. Also going to see the potential for these winds to last each afternoon through at least Sunday. So for now, we're going to hold on to this stubborn weather pattern that shows no signs of letting up. At least the overnight lows staying in the upper 40s feel quite pleasant as you get outdoors. We'll have more coming up on the noon show as well as the evening shows as well more about this weather pattern, fires in Canada as well as the recent fires that we've seen triggered in Alaska from some thunderstorms. For now, enjoy this view outside from Baldy. You can see those cloudy conditions still with us. Temperatures today warming into the 60s.